I didn't think we were gonna have nothing to talk about.
We just seen the best movie
on
of
IMDb,
the year.
On IMDb.
I think it's the best movie of the year.
You think so?
Yeah. We got to see what...
It was the highest...
We got to see what
highest
Deadpool
rated.
does.
Yeah.
But this
for sure.
is the best movie.
Every podcast we're going to be like, we just saw the best movie of the year. Every episode is...
Hey, I'm going to be 100,000, bro. This movie was phenomenal. Like, this movie gets a 10 out of 10 for me.
Damn, right off the bat?
Right off the bat. 10 out of 10, dude.
Well, if you guys don't know what we're talking about Dune 2, or Dune Part 2.
Part 2, yeah.
Dune Part 2 with starring Timothy
Chalamet
the God, and
Zendaya. Florence
Pugh?
She's so fine, dude.
Christopher Walken.
Yeah, Christopher Walken was in it. It was a
Batista.
Yeah, Batista was in
Austin Butler, Elvis.
Yeah.
Who might be one of the best villains.
Thanos was in it.
Thanos. Oh yeah, fucking Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
Dude, okay.
It's a star-studded event, honestly.
First off, I want to just say this because since you brought up Thanos. Okay, so we are above the multiverse, obviously, right?
Yeah.
First and foremost, go like our video. If you're watching this right now, go like the video. Click it. Like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. What we do here, we review movies, mostly Marvel movies, but everything else too. So, in Guardians of the Galaxy, the whole thing with Drax, aka Batista, his character is that Thanos killed his wife and daughter, right?
Yeah.
And all he wants to do is kill Thanos.
Yeah.
And then you don't really get that fight between Thanos and Drax. Like,
really,
you don't really get that like that satisfaction of like Drax.
He was so upset. Like he was like the most upset about it.
He wanted to kill him. And then this movie finally gave us that moment, right?
The fight.
Drax, aka Batista, aka whatever his name is in this movie.
Garney.
He's a Harkonnen.
No. Drax is a Harkonnen.
Yeah, Drax is a Harkonnen.
The other dude is
Gurney
or
something like that.
Yeah.
Which is Josh Brolin, which is Thanos. So we finally get the Thanos versus Drax fight, and it was great, but it ended in like 5 seconds. And Thanos motherfucking just, which would have probably happened in real, if not in real life, in the Marvel universe, if Thanos and Drax fought, Thanos would have killed him just as easily as Josh Brolin killed Drax in this movie.
Because the way Thanos pieced up the whole, like, bro, Drax is not hanging.
Yeah, Batista's role in these movies are kind of like, in the first one he's scary, he's a big character.
Oh, that's what I want to say.
But
you know what's crazy?
Yeah.
I don't know what
they made him a bitch in this one.
Yeah, I don't know what the writers and directors were doing, but like Batista was scary in the first one.
Yeah,
he was scary in the first one.
But you can tell he's unstable. Like he's not.
This one, oh my god, bro! Elvis, shout out to Elvis.
Austin Butler, Vanessa Hudgens' ex.
Yo, Austin, whatever his name is, bro. He might be one of the scariest like villains. Like I was looking at him like, yo, I'm terrified of this dude for this universe right here.
Yeah,
he was scary.
He was scary. He was really scary.
And
the scenes where it's like black and white, where he's fighting in the arena, might have been like the best scenes of the whole movie.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was really crazy, and that was great to depict how crazy it was. I was also gonna say in the theater that he looks like all of them actually look like the Walking Dead from I Am Legend.
Oh yeah, that was like the little vampire fucking zombie.
He's like, whoa! Like he opens his mouth all wide.
Yeah,
he looks like that. But yeah, man, dude, they
kind of look like also like the people at the beginning of Prometheus, which I don't know if you've seen.
I don't think I've seen Prometheus.
Prometheus is dope.
But yeah, man, shout out to Elvis, Austin, whatever his name is.
Yeah, me and him have a lot in common because we both Vanessa Hudgens both loved us. So. So I know, like, hey, shout out to you, bro. I'm glad you're doing good. Man, I'm doing okay.
Listen, like, I seen Elvis, and I liked Elvis. It was cool, but like, I wasn't like, oh man, this guy is the greatest actor of all time. But like, this puts you on the board. You ain't the greatest of all time, but this puts you on the board.
Puts you up there.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
We need a couple more roles.
You got your acting chops. I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
And hold up, we talk about acting chops. Timothy Chalamet.
Oh yeah,
bro.
Timothy Chalamet
is. Bro.
Timothy Chalamet the God is fucking the God.
Timothy Chalamet in this movie, bro. He solidified himself.
Yeah,
he solidified himself.
Did you see Wonka?
Yeah, I saw Wonka, and he did a really good job. Like, it wasn't really goofy. It was Wonka. It was Willy Wonka. But like this night and day. Like, and I seen him in Don't Look Up. He's been in multiple movies, but like this movie, I was like, yo, dude, like, especially when he goes into the Fremen, and he's like, y'all gonna believe me, whatever.
That whole scene where he's like the man and like and really embracing like the fact that he is like the chosen one.
Yeah, and shit. even the one where he goes into the to deal with the emperors. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
he's a gangster. He walked right in like
Shout out to Timothy Chalamet, man.
Yeah, shout out to him. I still don't know how to pronounce her name, but
is it Chalamet? It's Chalamet. Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, but I think it's Charlamagne the God. I don't know.
Is it? No, it's not Chalamet.
I know it's not Charlamagne the God.
It's Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet. Yeah, no, you're right.
Timothy.
But let me just a little background on Dune, guys.
Chalamet.
So I going into this podcast, right? We have this podcast. We do it every week, mostly for the most part. And we were like, I wasn't sure what I was gonna watch, what we're gonna do for this podcast this week. And Avery hit me. I was like, bro, I have Thursday off. Let's, what are you trying to do? You trying to do the podcast? And he's like, hey, bro, I'm gonna go see Dune Part 2. You should watch the first one, and then we can go watch this one. So I had been avoiding Dune for a long time because it came out in 2020 or 2021. So it's been like almost 3 years.
Yeah.
And I always heard mixed reviews about it, right? But my mom said it was good, and I heard she said it was good. She's like, you should watch it. It's kind of slow, but it's good. And I was like, I don't know. And, I put it off. I kept putting it off. Then even this movie, like the trailers were coming out, and I wasn't too excited about it. I was like, it's whatever. I'm not like gonna go watch this. But then Avery was like, bro, just watch it. It's good, but you have to pay attention. But it's really good. And then I watched it last night, and it was fucking good, dude. It's really good. And then finding out that this movie came before Star Wars, because the one thing I kept thinking was like, there's a lot of like Star Wars similarities in this movie, but finding out that Star Wars actually, George Lucas based a lot of the stuff from Star Wars on Dune, the original books, like that was pretty cool to me. So I was like, okay, this is like the original source material, which is really cool. So I really got into it last night. I finished it this morning because I fell asleep last night because it's long as fuck. But
it's really long.
It's really fucking good though, bro. It's really good. It's so creative. It's like original, but not original at the same. Like it is the original, right? It's like it's the ultimate original.
That's
what I mean, which is crazy.
That's what I mean. Me personally,
it's a remake, obviously.
Because that's one of my top genres is sci-fi, like future,
sci-fi,
future,
epic,
like that joint is tight to me. I really like that. So when I first watched Dune the first time, I really got like intrigued. Like, man, dude, like this is like super futuristic. Like, oh, this is dope. Yeah. Like, so and it also is like a different type of story, especially when I part 2. I'm like, oh shoot, like I didn't know this was coming. I had no idea, like, the whole like religion part of it and them believing in this, thing. Well, I didn't know how deep it was and then how falsified it was, and then he, like even that is dope. That in itself was like they believe in something. It's not real because the freaking people said, hey, here's a religion, y'all believe in it, and then Timothy Chalamet's character was like, oh, that's how I'm gonna get my people. All right, I'm gonna be a
it kind of like begs the answer of like, is it that he really is the chosen one, or is he just playing up to what it is? Because they made up this religion and spread rumors about the chosen one and all this stuff, right, to get people to follow them almost. But it's also like happening, as they said. So is it that the prophecy is real and it's really true, or is it that they made up this prophecy and it's kind of playing out the way they want it to? It's a weird thing. It's really interesting, and it's like a very good I guess metaphor for like religion and how it can be used to make wars, and it's a really interesting fucking storyline. I feel like I want to read the books now after watching this.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not going to, but I feel like I want to.
Me personally, man, I need more. I'm like, dang, like I've completely dove in this world, man. I am in it. I'm in it to win it. I'm Atreides. You know what I'm saying? Atreides Freeman. You know what I'm saying? I really enjoy this whole thing, and then on top of all that, man, like they gave us like this, it's crazy. So this is part 2. There's 2 films to this. Obviously there's a million books that I just realized I just found out. But in the movie, they finished what they started in both movies, right? In the first one, I was kind of pissed because it ended the way it ended. I was like, dang, like I wanted more, low key. But then in part 2, they answered everything, and they answered everything in the movie. But in answering everything in the movie, they opened up so much more. It's so many babies that can be, you know what I mean, born and, you know, create. They could create more stories. Like the what's the name has a baby? The dude who just died, Elvis. He had a baby, and then and then
his mom, Timothy Chalamet's mom, is pregnant.
And then Timothy Chalamet is about to be with the Empress. And then on top of that, I'm just throwing this out here because I already know this is gonna happen because I didn't read the books, but I just know Zendaya is gonna have his baby. She's gonna pop up with the baby because they smashed. So she's gonna pop up with the baby. So
they did not use condoms in the future.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely not.
Especially when there's
Devin Freeman. And then
she's like, I'm taking that water. She's like, no bodily fluids shall go wasted. So, you gotta give me that.
So that's what I'm saying, man. Like it's more to that story that they're still, you know, they're still like young adults, but then all these kids are coming up, so they have more stories to tell.
Yeah, for sure.
So I feel like Dune can go for a minute, but I feel like they should take their time and write them like they're writing it, because don't rush it, dude. Like, because if you keep telling the story like you're telling it now, dude, this was a phenomenal movie to me, dude.
It was really fucking good. I didn't expect it to be that. You know, the one thing I kept thinking about is like the last time I saw a movie like this big that felt this big was like Lord of the Rings, right? And I like these like epic type of movies. I feel like there hasn't been really a big good movie like this since Lord of the Rings, you know? Which I don't know if you've watched Lord of the Rings yet, but you need to like sit down and watch all three of them because they're the best fucking movies ever.
I started, but I never finished.
You have to watch it. If you can get through Dune, you can. If you can get through Dune, you can get through Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is way better. But anyways, that's a whole other side story. But like I was watching this, like, damn, this feels like huge. And the theater that we saw it at, like the screen was big, the theater was big. It felt just big, right? It just felt like more epic than any other movie we've been to in a while, for sure. Maybe since like Endgame, like probably was like the last big movie that we went to.
Yeah,
Black Panther 2 maybe, but
Black Panther 2 was pretty big, but it wasn't like
it didn't feel epic, you know, like this felt like an epic movie, and it was like original, and it just felt like, I don't know, it was cool. Like the way that they fight is fucking sick. The way that they're like the storyline between the religions and the different people, and like the chosen one, and the way he uses his like the voice where he can control people. That whole shit is fucking dope. Which, side note, I saw, so Avery told me to watch Dune 1, right? Then he's like, bro, New Rockstars, which shout out New Rockstars, we always give shout out to them, Eric Voss and them. They did a breakdown of Dune Part 1 where they talked about how much George Lucas took from Dune for Star Wars, and they were talking about how the voice is kind of like how the Jedis use like the voice too, like because in the Jedis in the Star Wars, the old one, Obi-Wan Kenobi, there's like a drone or stormtroopers who are like searching the car, and he's like, these are not the droids you were looking for, and then he's like, these are not the droids I'm looking for, okay, pass, and like lets them go, right? Like he uses his like words to like manipulate this guy, and so that's where he gets that from. That's where the Jedis get that from this movie, or this book. You know,
it's crazy.
So that was pretty cool. I was like, damn, because you know, you look at Star Wars and you're like, damn, Star Wars is one of the most influential, biggest movies of all time. And when you're looking at it, you're like, oh, wait, he got that from Dune? So Dune actually is really like that movie, you know what I mean? So it's crazy. It's crazy. And I didn't know all that going in, so like literally until like yesterday, dude. I started this movie. I know nothing about Dune until yesterday, and I figured all this shit out, and it's really fucking good. Dude. It's worth it, man. It was really dope.
I wanted to say too before, when we were, because usually what we do, shout out to y'all, man. If y'all want to do this as well, this is a great way to like really dive into movies. Is like what he just said. We watch New Rockstar, or on his other hand, you like Screen Crush. And right now, while this fool was eating before we did the podcast, we were watching Screen Crush, and there was a breakdown of this movie. And so in the breakdown, they had they have earlier Dune movies, and they're like from like 1980s or whatever. I don't know. 80s. And like I'm watching
the original Dune movie,
I'm watching them put the clips in, and I was just like, oh, Drew, I'll wait for the podcast to say this. I am so glad to be in our era, bro, because it's like, bro, like our era is so sick. But I understand at that time, like you've never seen anything like that, you know what I mean? But like seeing what we see is like, yo, like this, of the worm. Like I'm pretty sure if we watched the other Dune,
the worm was like it's like a clay thing that they made on string and that they're dragging through like sand and they're fucking like shooting it up close.
You know what I'm saying? So like I think I'm that's one big like thing about being in
2024
our era right now is like, man, we got some of the greatest technologies, and I know AI's coming, but I feel like shout out to all the FX people, man. You guys are sick,
bro,
dude. You guys don't get enough credit. You know what I mean? I don't know too much about what y'all do, but when I see it on screen, dude, I love it, man. So I don't know if you ever see this from Marvel to Dune to anything, bro. You guys with the FX, man, you guys are sick, dude.
Yeah, man.
You guys are sick, man, and we appreciate you guys because, dude, these movies are dope, dude. Like Dune, like, I keep saying it, man. It was so freaking good, and it makes me excited because, like you said, when we were watching it in the big screen, it's like, dang, dude, this feels like an it. You know what I mean? But like everybody's not on it. Everybody's not on it. Maybe it's because we went to see it on a Thursday and it's not as popular. But
I mean, it literally came out. We went to the first show.
It's true. But I'm saying this. It's like, man, it felt like, oh man, we're back.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, dude, I can't wait till July because I know for a fact at 3:00 everybody's gonna be there, that's gonna be sick.
It's gonna be interesting to see like how many people show up to, like when we're at Deadpool.
Dude, everybody's gonna be there, bro.
Yeah, because
not everybody. I'm not saying everybody, but like it's gonna be a lot of people in the theater.
I will say this though: when we bought our tickets for this movie, the movie theater was completely sold out, and I got the 2 tickets right in the middle of the theater, so we had like the best seats. And of course, there was a dude sitting right behind us, bro.
Yeah,
coughing and shit. And he got up and moved because I think he was coughing, or I don't know, maybe it's because I was smoking my vape. But
he definitely. Oh, was it the?
I just smoked my vape like once, and maybe he got. I don't know if he felt it or not.
But yeah, man, I'm excited. That's what made me really excited too. Is going to the theater and feeling that excitement because I was hyped for this movie. So I'm very, very excited for July when Marvel was resurrected. You feel me?
Oh yeah, Deadpool. I mean, Deadpool's gonna be insane.
I think Deadpool is gonna be the Aid. Aid for Marvel. What's it called? Aid? Is it called Ma'id?
The
Savior?
Mahadid.
Yeah, Mahadid. He's gonna be the Mahadid of the Marvel universe.
But you know what's crazy? Like to build on what you were saying is like we're living in the golden age of movies. I always say that people. That's why I even said like about Madam Web. If you guys watched the last podcast, which not a lot of you did, but go back and watch that one about Madam Web. The whole thing about Madam Web was, even though it is a bad movie per se, like it's a bad movie, right? But it's still in 2024, like the movies that are bad are still better than most movies because we're in like this golden age of movies where like the graphics are amazing, like the stuff is amazing, the way the shot, the storylines. I mean, the storylines aren't always the best, but like the way that a movie looks and feels nowadays is still amazing compared to like when we're watching clips of the 80s movie with the little girl talking like, "You will bring me him."
Facts, dude. As much mess as I talked about Madam Web, dude, the graphics and stuff was crazy.
Yeah,
that was amazing to me, in my opinion. Like the storyline was, a lot of stuff was bad in that, but like the graphics was dope. Like the way they did the rewind and let's do that again. That's sick. You know what I mean? So like, yes, we're in the golden age, and it's an amazing time to be in. So everybody, man, get out and go get the movies. Go watch the movies, bro. Because you know what I mean. You're missing out, bro.
But yeah, so Dune 2, bro, it was really fucking good. Honestly, I didn't realize how much I was gonna be into it. I really liked the fucking story, the whole like thing about him being the one and the like chosen one and the Messiah and like the metaphors for religion and the holy war that's coming. Which, speaking of which, let's just jump to this because the Dune 2 Dune Part 2 was really good and I was really into it. Dune Part 3 though, I'm hyped for because I feel like they kind of gave us a like preview of like this war that's happening and it was pretty like, it's like this thing, they're building up to this thing, right? And I think Dune Part 3, we're gonna see this like holy war and see where it's all going. And he's having visions of like water on their planet and stuff, and I just don't know like what does that mean? Is he gonna bring water to their planet? It's interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited to see because this is like super future. Like I don't think we've ever seen this far in the future in a movie. This is
like 22,000 years after us.
Crazy. So like I'm excited to see like what technology they have off of Arrakis. You know what I mean? Because this is like not a beat down, planet, but it's like a, whatever planet. But when you go up to the space, like what we talk about, like what's another planet look like? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I'm hyped about that.
You know what I was thinking about right now? You made me think about the part where Zendaya and Timothy Chalamet, where they're going to war. First off, I love how the fucking what are they called, the sand people?
Fremen.
The Fremen. How like they come out of the sand. It's so fucking dope.
That's dope.
That's so fucking sick. And how they can breathe under the sand with the little like tube things. It's so dope. But anyways, the part where Zendaya, she has like a bazooka and she's gonna shoot down the plane, and then Timothy Chalamet like loads the weapon for her, and he's like about to go and fight. These two dudes are coming up to them, and he fights the dudes, and one dude he fights and beats, but the other guy gets past him and he starts walking up on Zendaya, and you're like, oh shit, he's about to attack her, and then she turns around with the bazooka and just shoots him up, and he like fucking that shit was dope as fuck, dude. Like I was like, holy shit, that was sick. So there's so many good stuff in it, and dude, the emperor, not the emperor, but the Baron, who is like that obese guy who uses anti-gravity to float and shit, like he's scary, dude. Like
I'm so glad he died.
Yeah, me too. It was it's dope.
Crazy, like dude, they were like from Dune 1, they were showing like he was like a predator, like he was like he's killing with these little kids, man, and like
they never talked about the whole spider. Remember he has like a pet spider thing.
They never
had like human hands.
But
shit.
they definitely said it in the beginning in Dune 1 where he was like weird with little kids, and then this one they showed like him killing like some kids. They also it's freaking crazy, bro. I hated this nigga, bro.
Yeah, the Austin Butler dude, Elvis. He had like these like women in his like chamber that were like that would eat the bodies of people that he killed and shit. Remember that was crazy. He kept like being like, oh, take them to my chambers, my darlings haven't eaten in since we traveled here. So
that's
I was like,
crazy.
dude, that's fucking wild. They look fucking scary, dude, but like also kind of hot at the same time. Like I don't know, like they're
I don't know, man, dude.
I never like bald girls with pure black eyes, but you know, and no eyebrows.
And I don't know how they did it, but they made like their whole mouth black.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Which is crazy, like the teeth and the tongue.
Like they had like as if they had been like just like devouring blood and just like dark. It was crazy. That was wild. It was a really good movie. Dude. It's super creative, super creative. I gotta give him that. Super original.
Before we whatever, this you have to pay attention in this movie. Like it's not like a shit.
It's a lot to figure out.
Yeah, that's
because it's like there's like even when I watched the first one yesterday, I kept having to like sit like kind of like not rewind it, but like pause it and be like, okay, so like the Harkonnens, and then there's the whatever the Atreides, and then there's the fucking Fremen. Like the Fremen, and then there's also like the Empire's army people, like the Sardaukans or something like that. Like there's like a bunch of different like races of people and different things. So and you got to figure out like who they are, what they do, like what's similar about them to figure out like, okay, he's part of that group, and they're part of the Empire, who's like not, like, you know what I mean, but they're teaming up with the so it's a lot of like figuring all that out. But once you figure it out and you're in it, you're like, oh, okay, this is dope. And dude, like the whole story with Timothy Chalamet's like character, I really fuck with it. It's super dope. Like him becoming the Messiah and his powers, like him finding his voice and using the voice, and dude, the part where, oh my god, okay, my favorite part of the whole movie, I think, and it's so subtle, but I really love the whole voice thing and how like he's becoming more powerful with like being able to influence people with his voice. And the High Mother, who was like she's the main one who in the first movie, you know, she tests him. She's like, put your hand in this box, that whole thing. She tests him and she's like, get over here, kneel, and like he like just is there and like kneeling, and like that's how powerful she is. And then in this movie, he gets to a part where she says something and he's like, quiet or silence. Silence. And
she like falls.
Yeah, she like falls and she's like, holy like I was like, damn, that's how strong this motherfucker is. Like he just like the most powerful of those witches, he just like made her fall to her knees and be like, oh, holy shit, like that was crazy to me. I thought that was really dope. So I don't know, man, it was a really fucking good movie. I'm hype on it, honestly. I wasn't hype. 2 days ago, asked me about Dune, I would have been like, what the fuck is that? Like I wouldn't have cared. Today
I've been hype, man.
Today I'm good on it, bro.
As soon as I seen it come out,
it's just because you like Zendaya, huh? Because you like Zendaya.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. But also because Florence Pugh's in it too.
I didn't know. But we didn't know that going in.
No, I knew that. I knew that. Yeah, I knew that.
Did you know Christopher Walken was in it?
I did not know he was in it. I did not know he was in it.
Because Christopher Walken and Florence Pugh caught me off guard. I only knew Zendaya and Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, I knew she was in it because only because of the promos. Like she's in all the promos, and then that's why I was talking about Elvis. I was like, the dude, I don't know his name, but the dude,
Austin Butler.
The dude's playing Elvis, Austin Butler, because he was in all of the promo. Like they're literally saying,
I gotta watch some interviews with them.
They're together, like hey, go watch Dune, and I'm like, dude, where is he? And where's he gonna be? And then I seen one of the trailers that he was the main villain.
So I will say this. So like, what I'm gonna use for the clickbait for this movie, for this thing, because also a big reason why I wanted to go see this movie too is because the news and the headlines that have been going around about this movie, like the clickbait stuff, is that this Dune 2 is the highest rated movie on IMDb, and it came out, I think it got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes or something like that. I don't know, but it got super high reviews, and it's like the highest rated movie. So I'm definitely using it as clickbait.
Well deserved though. But in my opinion,
that's why I wanted to go see it. And I think I think it's I wouldn't. I don't know. It's really good. I don't know if it's like my favorite movie of all time. It is a really good movie though.
I wouldn't say favorite movie.
I think it's really good. And I mean, if people really fuck with it that heavy, like it's dope. And I guess it's because it has such a tie to the books. Maybe like a lot of people have the books in their mind, and they probably have had like the ideas of what this movie would have been like. It's like reading the comics of like Marvel shit and thinking like, damn, it'd be so dope if they put the Hulkbuster in it, and then you see it and you're like, holy shit, this is the best thing I've ever seen, right? So I feel like it's the same thing. Probably this book is like iconic, and people have been reading it for like decades, and they're like, oh, if they ever make a movie of Dune, it's probably gonna be really good. And then it really was.
Yeah, I mean, what I will say though is the marketing team is going crazy right now. Like they did a really good job.
Oh, we didn't even get the popcorn bucket, dude. They didn't have the popcorn bucket. It's a sandworm popcorn bucket. It's like whenever I'll post a picture of it right here. This is it. It got a lot of heat because it looks like a fleshlight with teeth.
Oh, that's hard.
Because it's a popcorn bucket, and the top is like a sandworm with the teeth and shit. So it looks just like a big like fucking pocket pussy. That's why to get onto our other shit too about Deadpool. Deadpool, like Ryan Reynolds posted a tweet because it went viral on Twitter and Instagram that like the popcorn bucket for Dune 2 is crazy because people were saying it looks like a fleshlight or whatever. And then Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds, he tweeted and said, "Wait till you see our popcorn bucket."
So
I don't know.
I wonder.
Yeah.